Well, our next guest was one of the first firefighters to respond to the Boston Marathon bombing, which killed 3 people and injured more than 260. His wife, Katie, was also one of the marathon runners that day, and he joins us right now. He's the General Secretary Treasurer of the International Association of Firefighters, Ed Kelly. Ed,
good morning, Steve.
So your wife, Katie, was 2 blocks away when the pressure cooker bombs went off.
She was. She just finished the marathon and was at the corner of Boylston and just turning on to Berkeley when the first bomb went off.
And you were one of the first responders.
I was. I truthfully, though, I wasn't one of the first ones. We had firefighters that were right on the finish line. We had firefighters stationed on Boylston, and in the first 2 trucks, Engine 7 and Ladder 17, were about a block away when the bombs went off. What I did was I grabbed my gear and ran up there with another firefighter that had just finished the marathon and ran back up there to help people.
There are a lot of people who say that convicted felons, once they serve their time, should be able to vote. In fact, the president, with the First Step bill, endorsed that point of view. And you have that same point of view. But what Bernie Sanders said at that town hall is, while they're in prison, even the Boston bomber, killers, murderers, rapists, should be allowed to vote in elections.
It's ridiculous. I think that, society has rules, and if you break those rules, there's repercussions. And one of those repercussions is you lose your rights, one of them being the right to vote, in my opinion. When you talk about terrorists that from Nigeria to Afghanistan attack polling places to attack the very fundamental principle of democracy, which is the ability to vote, why would we ever let a murderer who murdered children, like the Boston Marathon bomber, have a voice in our democracy?
Well, in the first hour, we showed a tweet from Cher. She has since deleted it, but she said, "Really, Bernie? Are you serious about that?" Why do you think Bernie Sanders that night said that? Do you think that's what he thinks, that Dzhokhar Tsarnaev should wind up voting, or was that something that he made a mistake on?
Well, I think that Senator Sanders is a pretty intelligent man. Not that I agree with all of his stances, but I think he's been in this game long enough that I don't think he misspoke. I think he knows exactly how he feels. And I think that's a dangerous platform for the leader of our democracy, a person who wants to be the leader of our democracy, saying that people that attack our democracy deserve a voice and vote in how we protect ourselves, which is the first obligation of the democracy.